The post read, should a man lose his license if he can't read and write English that well, but he knows how to drive like a pro? That's the question that was asked to Talk CDL Trucking and that community there. And I'm bringing it right here to Crack Bent or Broken because you know I have something to say about it. Let's see what you have to say. Let's go, Zane, start the truck. First things first, I think it's absolutely a load of crap to take a person's license because they can't read or write English well. I've said it once before that our road signs, they aren't difficult to understand. In fact, they aren't difficult at all. Secondly, the argument that drivers need to be able to speak to law enforcement, no, I don't agree with that. Law enforcement needs to be able to speak to drivers. In other words, the burden should be on the law enforcement officer, the DOT, not the driver. You know why? We have a little something called freedom of speech. It doesn't say freedom of English language or any other language. It says speech. Does it? Think about that. It doesn't. It says freedom of speech, no matter what your language is. Think about it. And I've said it before. Just because it's a law or on the books, it doesn't mean it's right or correct or fair. History teaches us that, right? I feel it's the officer's responsibility to learn or know or get someone to speak, in other words, a translator, in order to speak to drivers. That's just my opinion. But I know that's not the favorable one here. Especially with you CDL holders, you drivers, who I think have alternative motives behind this law anyway. I'm just saying. Sterling Millette, I think that's how you say this dude's name. Sterling Millette from Oregon. The dude, you know, you talk stupid and play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You've heard that before? The dude wrote, shouldn't even get citizenship, let alone a license, if they can't read or write. He continues by saying that goes for natural-born citizens too. What? You know how dumb you sound? You know how dumb you have to be to respond or reply with that? Wait a minute. Just wait a second here. When we're born, Sterling, we can't read or write. Does that mean we aren't citizens here in the United States? I mean, think about it. Think about your statement. Isn't that stupid? Aren't you dumb? I mean, according to your response, even natural-born citizens here, well, I guess, with your statement, your belief, anyone born in the United States who can't read and write shouldn't be citizens. What about the mentally handicapped? They're not citizens if they're born here in the United States? They can't read or write, some of them. Or what about the physically handicapped who can't see, lost their vision? They can't read unless they use Braille. What about the ability of their limbs? If they're physically handicapped, they can't write. You have to be the dumbest individual alive, Sterling. But here's the thing. Most of you dip drivers agree with this response from Sterling. And you know what? That would make you just as dumb as this dude. Oh boy. The poorly educated. We gotta hate them. Like, comment, and subscribe below. Help the channel to grow. Hit the notification button to be reminded of new posts. I'm Nick Anthony. Crack Bent or Broken. If you aren't mad, you aren't paying attention.